Let us see if this will work.
Hello.
Hello. I think I found what we need.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Something just... Okay, I'm going to just press record.
Can you see?
Oh, it's recording. No, I can't see you.
No, I can't see me either. Hang on. It's because there's a line through the video thing.
There you are.
There I am.
It's recording.
Woohoo!
Okay. Yeah, something just happened for me while I found that. I just like, it'll come up in the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. So Slamamama here, Michelle Alina Dabrowski with the ever-present, ever-gorgeous Nel Da Silva, who will be our feature this coming Thursday on March 31st at Slamalamadingdong at 24 Moons. Hello, how are you?
Hi, darling.
How's your morning been?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Fairly domestic, but I tend to kind of move between dimensions all at the one time.
I know, you have this superpower. That's why we're here, and that's why I'm so excited to interview you and get into your heart and your mind, because I just, it's so compelling, and it's like magnetic, and yeah. So let's just jump straight into it, if that's okay.
Yep.
We're going to kind of, I guess, just for the audience members, our aim for this video is to keep it rapid fire, as quick as we can, but like knowing the two of us, we're probably going to get deep and juicy, and it's just going to flow where it will.
Okay.
So this first question, I completely need to credit. It came up yesterday evening, actually, at the Slamalama interviews for the creative producer role. And I have to credit our feature from last month, Kendra, Lady Long Drop. And I'm crediting her because I've heard that it's her question. It comes from her. And it's trickled down through people in the community. And it was asked of me yesterday. And I thought, such a strange and amazing question. So the first question is, what wounded you into poetry or into art making?
Oh, that's one. Oh, look. I feel like I'm a bit of a healed. I'm a healed. You have the wounded healer. I feel like Frankston. Props to Frankston. I grew up in Frankston. And it wasn't just coming from one of the lowest socioeconomic places in Melbourne. It was like a cultural ghetto. And I stuck out like dog's balls. And that was enough for me to consistently know that I was different, or that on most basic levels I didn't fit in. And that from the get-go was really my experience of going, okay, what the fuck am I? And I feel the same, but seemingly don't look the same. So that means that all of a sudden there's all this kind of decisions made about me before I even get to do anything or say anything. I'd have to say Frankston.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
And I actually, that, interestingly and beautifully, which is why I feel like it's a healed thing, was the reason why I got my first job on television. Was because I got a job hosting a music show on the ABC. It was live, and I was I auditioned against the nation, and the reason why I got it without any experience, this is what the producer told me, was because I looked interesting, I looked different, but I spoke like a bogan.
Yeah, beautiful. The otherness and it's the both. It's the paradox.
You're from Frankston, and so clearly from Frankston, and that's what makes you a good communicator.
Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So can you, for those of us who don't know what Birthing the Mother is, can you tell us a little bit about what it is, what the collective does, and how it was born?
Sure. Okay. So I'm echoing, which is a bit weird. That's all right. I'll work with it.
You can hear yourself.
Yeah.
I know that's always so awkward.
It's all right. I'll just pretend it's my conscience. Or my vagina. One of the two. They're the same. Okay, so Birthing the Mother came from a very slow and real awakening that I was more than just an artist or a performer, that I love. I'm actually a storyteller. And that storytelling comes from, the roots of the earth, of all the indigenous people, and that's, our most ancient form of communication is to sit and tell stories.
Yeah.
Yep. So when all of a sudden there was sperm in my uterus, and it fertilized an egg, and all of a sudden a human is growing in my body, people just automatically start to tell me stories, like really intimate fucking stories, like in the supermarket, down the street, just anywhere. Random people, men, women, all different ages, felt compelled to touch my body, like touch my belly, and tell me their deepest stories, death, loss, joy, separation, all that stuff. So Birthing the Mother was born from that experience, and okay, so what it is a 6-week program, and it's an empowerment program for women currently. However, I am working on it for men because I've had that much feedback from men wanting to do it, that I'm creating it for men now. But essentially, at this point in time, it's a program for women that runs for 6 weeks, and at week 4, we basically inquire into our body. So we go into our reproductive area. So a woman doesn't need to have her organs. She can have a hysterectomy, or she may be pre-op transgender. It doesn't matter if she identifies herself as a woman. We go there and we get into that area and we access story. And then we develop whatever the bones are of what comes out of that area. And at week 4, I put on a public showcase, and I work with the women to birth their stories, and they can do it completely uncensored, completely uninhibited, raw. It's just the absolute truth from their cervixes, or from their cunts, basically. And
I gotta do it.
It is just.
How have I not done it yet?
Is the bomb, I was influenced by Eve Ensler, who created the Vagina Monologues. And Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who wrote Women Who Run With the Wolves, plus, a whole body lifetime of work as a cantadora, traditional storyteller. And I was inspired that, and then after, 3 babies and 2 conscious terminations later, I became a childbirth educator, and I realised that, and I learnt myself that our cells and our organs have cellular memory, and they not only can communicate to us from our lifetime experience, but we can actually, as women, access our matrilineage. So our grandmother's wisdom from the cells in our body. And when you activate that shit in a group collective, magic happens. And so without even being too hocus pocus, it's actually like we connect into our ancestry and our forebearers, and we just fucking clean shit up, and we own it, and we let stuff go, and we say stuff that our grandmothers would have died for, and been killed for, and burnt for, and stoned for, and they didn't speak for millennia because they wanted us to be able to do this now, where we're free and we're safe. We can go to town in Melbourne and in Australia, and we're as white. I kind of call myself a white woman in a lot of ways, like Fleecy's poem. But I am a privileged Australian woman. Yeah. And I can make art. And 2 generations ago, like my grandma was sent from China to Pakistan as a arranged marriage. And so, and the generation before that, they had bound feet. So, and here I am.
You're so lucky. Like Deodova, at the end of Deodova's set at Seven Sisters, this weekend, she said, you know, I mean, she was really like about the audience and speaking directly to us. And she was saying, like, thank you for all the work that you've been doing. Thank you for all this, for being here and the work that you're doing here, because we're healing. She used the term, our mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah.
That's like, I have goosebumps right now. That's going back so many lines, you know, and whew, and yeah, I vibe, sister. I just, thank you for creating that work and for explaining that to us. So, there's two questions I want to go into now is, I guess, okay, let's go there. So on the website, there's this line that's describing birthing the mother, and it says, that the women are making a holistic inquiry into their bodies to create artistic expression. Yep. So I would love to understand what that means to you. What is a holistic inquiry for you? And what has that looked like for you, for your own artistic expression?
Okay. So I, as my entire life, have always looked at things holistically. I didn't know it was called that, but you know, and I was born into Catholicism, so there was some serious indoctrination of ritual and God, and praying, you know, always talking to Jesus, and so every night praying. So holistic for me is acknowledging that I am a body, a mind, and a spirit. And you know, as I've grown over my years as a woman, and also been initiated as a woman, I have learned and relearned and remembered practices that we've always done. Right. Women have always done with each other to activate the wisdom that is already within us. And in fact, that we are, you know, we are literal vessels of wisdom. And so that holistic inquiry process, you know, I studied as an art therapist, so I learned all about, you know, the right and left brain, and, you know, as soon as you go into what that right brain can bring through art, you know, you've got access to everything, and so that's what I work with the women with BTM and with myself. I'm also a kinesthetic learner. I've got to feel it in my body first, and I put that down to my mum. Props, mum. I was a cesarean birth. I did not get to go through a vagina. It's so important for a human being to go through a fucking vagina, right? Like this. That. Because these platelets get activated when we move through a cunt. It's really important. And you can get craniosacral work as an adult or a child if you didn't go through a vagina. But I'm really grateful that I did have a cesarean birth, because I just wanted to experience what everything felt like in my body. And so I teach from that place, and I facilitate from that place, and I hold space from that place, and I perform, and I share my art from that place.
Yummy, beautiful. It's so hard for me to interview because I just want a dialogue and I just want to have that interplay, but I need to just keep rolling forward. So, okay, segueing then all of that into motherhood, and you being a mother, and what does that look like for you as a practicing artist in your role as a mother and in your role as a creator, and for you, what's coming up for you in that experience right now?
I didn't know what it was to be truly a creator until life grew, and in my body. Independently, well, you know, you have sex, but then after that, nature takes care of itself, and physiologically my body loves sperm. So I'm a very fertile woman, and so when I had my first child growing in my womb, in my uterus, I didn't fucking know my anatomy at that point. I really met myself and this knowing, because it was just intellectual, really, because I You know, and this was like the basis of why my work is what it is now, is that as a young woman, I had never known what my anatomy does unless I had my period, it was a pap smear, or I was having sex with someone else.
Okay.
Rarely did I ever explore my body outside, or if ever, at that. Maybe when I was 14 trying to work out a good tampon in, and I was petrified of what hole to put it in, or wherever anything was. But anyway, so motherhood was my first experience as a creator and destroyer. That there's both parts of the polarity, because I have taken life as much as I have given life, and that is an intense place to sit on the planet as a person, because you've got responsibility and accountability, and you've got to really love yourself. Yeah, you've got to really fucking own your life and love yourself to make choices, whether to bring it into the world or to take it away. And as a mother, wow, I learned how to be in relationship with myself, and then meeting someone, like having them actually come through my body and meeting them, that was so fucking full on, because it's just like, wow, hello. And yeah. So these people that have come out of my body, and those people that have gone back to spirit, and my stepchildren as well, who have come from another mother. Big props to Kelly, who's birthed them for me, but then I get to call them my own children as well. I love being a mother. It is so fucking hard, and it's so real, and it is so juicy, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's my birthright, because I live in a female body, and my breasts have grown their bones and their teeth and their blood and their hair and their being, and so it's just fucking awesome. and that keeps me so real. Like, there's nothing more that keeps you on the planet than a child. I don't know yet if anything more, and I really, honestly, the responsibility of a human being.
Yeah.
No?
Mad props, mad respect to you. Like, whoa, I'm in a, there's so much I can say. I would love to have further conversations.
I know. Sorry, trying to keep it short. But I have 5 kids.
You have 5 kids.
Yeah, and they for that creative process, as an artist,
I guess maybe I can ask a question that will keep you going. Unless it's really simmering and coming up for you.
No.
Basically, I'm going off script now, but like because I am super close to a very new mum right now, and I'm, have seen her through creating with her before she was pregnant, the whole pregnancy, there for the birth, and now, Bubba's 8 months, and witnessing her in some really real shit, and on the edge all the time.
Yeah.
So, and them being the mirrors for showing you yourself. And I guess my question is really personally self-serving. Like, how do you balance being at your edge, or how do you balance that role of being so responsible for another life with honoring your creative practice and what wants to move through you, and how are they, like, in even daily life, like, what does that look like?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna weave, because there's something I didn't mention in one of your questions before about birthing the mother, which was that I became a childbirth educator because I realised that women were afraid of their vaginas. They were afraid of the capacity to open and stretch. They were afraid of their birthing goods, and they didn't actually understand the capacity that they had to open and close and be well and be intact for it. And I was so jaded by the birthing world as a birth worker that I went, fuck, if I'll die if I don't become an obstetrician, and I don't have time because I'm raising these 5 children. So I'm going to make it, I'm going to bring it back to my place of passion, which is art. So I just took a thread, and Oh, just jog for me again what you just said.
So bringing it back to, so birthing the mother, that part that you wanted to call back in, that you felt you left out from one of my earlier questions, and bringing it to being responsible for this other life while also honoring your own creative practice from within, and how that looks, that balance, and how that looks for you on the daily.
Got it. Okay, so one of the big things I learned about motherhood were two things: surrender and vulnerability. And what I find the most basic foundational things as an artist: surrender, vulnerability. And the truth of it all is that we're living in a patriarchy, and things happen on a sperm cycle, a 3-day cycle. It's good for men to ejaculate at least every 3 days. So we're in this cycle in the patriarchal world where things get done. But women don't operate like that, and motherhood doesn't operate like that. And what I have felt in my experience of mothering, that everything happens at the right time. I get time to do my art. I get time to mother. As long as I'm honouring myself and not martyring myself, which is really fucking hard, because mother guilt is a collective conscious motherfucker, literally. But it's about me staying sovereign as a woman, as a being on the earth, as a woman, and then as a mother trusting that this process of what these children truly need and are asking of me in that moment is in complete alignment with my path. And so I never stray. So them wanting, to be soothed at night, or they're sick and I've got to cancel something, or they're going to run athletics and I'm there to cheer them on, instead of being somewhere else or really, really pushing hard for my career. I come back to this place of everything. Actually, you know what? It is all perfect, and it will all. It's like a jungle. Everything grows in its right way. Like the traffic in Bali. Like if you try and cross it, you'll get hit. But if you just move. You'll be fine. And that's what I feel like motherhood's like, is just move with it and everything will be fine.
Yeah. Well, because surrender and vulnerability requires trust.
Yeah.
Trusting that those vines are twisting and growing how they need.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And that they're sovereign as well. That these kids, they're sovereign beings. They ask of me things, but they're not mine to control. And they don't fit, it's not about me fitting into their life or... there's not this power play. It's more like my job is to be the mother. I'm not your friend. I'm not the good cop or bad cop. I'm just the mother, and I hold that space. And, I will break something as much as I will give something. It is a very strong place to stand, and it's a privilege. Yeah.
Beautiful. Fuck. Thank you. Okay. With all that in mind, you talked about creation and destruction.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know on the website, which I encourage everyone to go check out, because just even like looking at it, the imagery is so powerful, like from performances past, and it's just so beautifully innovative. The way, the way performance art uses just random objects in the everyday and creates something, a world from that. So I really encourage everyone to go see that and visit that. And then at the bottom, there's these like flashing words. And one of them is honoring death. And then I think another one is rebirth. Yeah, so I'd love to hear about what you've learned about rebirth within yourself personally and creatively on your path, on your journey as an artist.
Yeah. So I was introduced to rebirth when I started doing the 13 Moon Blood Mysteries work about, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago or something like that, 13 years ago, with Peggy and Shana, because I didn't really honour that cycle in my body of coming to fertility and then getting my period or my bleeding. And, I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's important, whatever. But I didn't actually understand what the life-death rebirth cycle was. And as soon as I started to link that into what it was to essentially be a woman, you know, all of a sudden I realized how important it is to be with the void, how important it is to be in the unknown, and that actually we are vessels of the unknown, and that we are the mystery is in us, and that what the essential feminine essence is that she comes from the void, she comes from the darkness, the expansive nothingness, and from that she brings life, and then returns back everything that she doesn't need anymore. So the rebirth process for me, my experience of rebirthing, and you know, I say the 13 moons 13 years ago, but I had done like literal rebirthing work before that. So I knew that I had the opportunity to work with the holistic therapists to recreate my own birth trauma, like heal my birth trauma, and I started to when I learned about quantum physics and health, that I learned that, you know, our cells are consistently recreating. So that problem that I had physically actually doesn't need to keep manifesting. So I learned about rebirth that way.
Okay.
And
cellular regeneration.
Yeah. So rebirth on lots of levels, and as a woman who stands as a leader for sisters and sisterhood, I have fucked up so many times, and I have hurt my sisters so much, and only in that integrity of the place where I stand have I known that it is because that I have abandoned and left myself so far behind in places that I have seen through the hurt and the pain of my sisters that there is a place inside me still to go that can retrieve and make whole and make sacred all the parts of me, and that I feel is a consistent rebirthing. That, you know, I don't profess on any level that I am any more or less than anyone, and I have done some things that I will forever be sorry for. That, you know, to my sisters. So I feel like I am when I can come back to true unconditional love, I can keep rebirthing. Yeah, as a woman and as an artist.
Okay. Do you, because you spoke a bit about rebirthing through revisiting your birth trauma. So for anyone who's interested in this type of work, I mean, obviously doing birthing the mother is an option, but where would you suggest to begin rebirth work, like as an artist? Is it through visiting the birth trauma, or where is a place to start?
Okay, so I can only give you what I feel is really true for me, which is that sit down, or no, just you don't need to sit down. You just find your place of stillness and ask your cunt. And she will tell you exactly where that next place is. And she will, if you say to your cunt, I am ready to reclaim my birth experience, you know, let me know when you see things, or, you know, if there's a woman, if there's someone, a healer or whatever, there's a flyer, if there's anything that you know is going to bring us into more wholeness, let me know. And you open up that communication channel, and your body will tell you. Yeah. So it could be join the netball team. It could be
right. It's going to look different for everyone.
Yeah. It could be fuck everyone that you wanted to fuck in your life. Write a list and go through it. You know, it could be anything. It could be save 10% of your wage every week for the next 4 years.
So the first thing is really being open and listening and calling her in and kind of and creating that conversation or that dialogue and saying, I'm ready to listen.
Yeah, I just feel like as you acknowledge that you are keeper of that truth of God, of you know, that it's actually all here. Or maybe not even know. I don't want to say that. I think you can start to treat yourself as a true embodiment of wholesomeness.
Yeah.
So however that looks for you, and whatever spirituality or not you might have. Yeah, I feel like the wisdom comes forth, and you know it. You know what is real. You know when you're telling yourself the truth or not. Cutting that toxic person out of your life, changing your job, whatever it may be.
What I'm hearing you say as well, like the way I'm receiving it too, is I feel like it's a personal invitation to go into the mystery, like to feel safe in the mystery, to go into the mystery, because at the end of the day, like nobody really knows. No one has any huge like answers for what's next or what's coming or what tomorrow is going to look like. We're all children of the mystery, and just like doing our best to walk in integrity and to learn and to grow and to be in presence. And so your presence and your everything that you're speaking makes me feel comfortable to go into that to the dark part of my cycle in the creative and reflective phase, and where it's uncomfortable to just acknowledge where I'm at and to sit with it and to allow it to show me what it needs to show me. And as a creator, like even I'm in that now. I'm in that cycle now, and because in its uncomfort, as soon as I open in that way, the things come. Like just as I was finding the program, that we needed to record this, and I was just about to Skype you, like from that moment that we had that first little, oh, this isn't working, let's re-Skype. In that little gap, like I just had this total, like I just started singing and all these movements started coming through, and it wasn't even me. It was just something coming up through me that I just, because body, I just was like, oh, okay, just open to whatever this is. And these are the conversations I want to be having. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to be offering. The community in the world. So, to wrap this up with there's two things. One is what is turning you the fuck on right now in your art making, like today, this week. What's coming up for you?
Okay. Failure and failing. I'm really good at failing. And I've realised that actually that means that I am an artist. I am a true artist because this week I feel great that, I just am constantly receiving lots from everywhere that the fact that the BTM work celebrates human frailty, as in nothing is perfected. The women's showcases are so raw. We're not shining and making it all pretty and perfect. It's raw and imperfect. And that I feel like that is something I have brought into this world, or that is something that I realise is as I'm maturing as an artist and ready to bring more stuff into the world, where I'm like, oh God, it hurts because it's so true. Oh, don't kill me, but I'm opening up my ribcage to you. It's that what's turning me the fuck on is that I don't I was going to say I don't lay down and die, but I actually do. I fail and I die, and then I trust that something is going to grow. Like my tomato, like I've just got munchies here. this is being grown from my menstrual blood.
Yeah, are you putting it in the dirt in the garden?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so I'm just enjoying my avocado and cracker and tomato and Swiss cheese from the fruit of my endometrium that I was honouring that I don't need anymore and can grow a tomato. And I can eat it again and be nourished. And my art is like that. And I honestly, I'm shitting my pants about next Thursday night because to be, for me to say yes means that I'm letting you
see you in your rawness.
Well, it's beyond that because I generally really raw. I feel like it's me saying to you, it's okay if you cast the first stone. If you want to cast the first stone at me because of my imperfection as an artist, I'm okay. I'm all right with that. I'll be stoned for the love of art because I've died so many times speaking my truth that I'm okay copying it from you. I will do that for the love of art.
Great. Okay. I feel like you've already answered my last question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Alpha Mama, I spent some time at Seven Sisters really enjoying, I don't know if you know Alpha Mama from Sydney.
No, not yet.
Yeah, she's, just beautiful. She did like, a live big set on the big stage, and then she did a more acoustic set. And it was really raw and beautiful. And she said, which is something I really related with, she said, I'm so sick and tired of waiting to be great. Like, I'm just so fucking done with it. And she, this is how I interpret it. Of course, I'm just relaying what I saw. Obviously, in her expression of it was hers. But she said, I want to be great now. And I'm ready to just accept that my greatness is here and now. And she said, she was like inviting us to think about how are we great now.
Mm-hmm.
So with everything that we've said, like where, how are you in your greatness now without waiting for it to come? Like just, where are you great now?
Mm. I feel like I'm being great now because I'm willing to. My beautiful man has a term, a phrase that he uses in his coaching called as-ising. When you as-is a situation. And as-ising is basically just looking at it for what it is. And I feel like I am as-ising my life as an artist right now and going, it's okay, Janelle. Like, it is so okay. It's actually okay. It was really important for you to become as small as you can. To feel the excruciating pain of what it is to stay so tight and small. And my greatness is coming from letting go of an idea of what bigness is, and that actually within that tension of the excruciation is my knowing that that's great. That as-ising it is that's great. It's great that it's so fucking painful. It's great, and the excruciation is like it is the sensation. It's okay that you've done that. You've created a situation where you feel excruciatingly small.
Yeah,
that's the truth. And that feels like that's where my greatness is that I've tried really hard to make my art as small as possible. Yeah. And that, so I just want to name that I am making what I'm really honouring here right now is the saboteur. Yeah. And that's what I'm not glorifying.
Yeah, but coming into positive relationship with
just acknowledging that my greatness is in this place now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is literally where it's at today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any last words of encouragement or advice that you that you feel is important for young people today to hear from the place we are at now, the place you are at now as a holder of knowledge, as a keeper of the wisdom that you've experienced, and what if you had like just this one passing moment with someone young that's just like so open to receiving any kind of guidance or wisdom from you, what would you impart?
I would say to that young person that Gregorian time is an illusion. That what that means is that we've created a system of time that actually keeps us out of sync. And it's a head fuck, and there's a dance between what the clock says and what the body knows. And that don't let the idea of time make you feel pressure that your life is not already fucking fantastic and right on track. And that actually you know what time it is inside you. Always. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to watch that back, really. Like,
didn't know what I was going to say, actually.
Sorry?
I didn't know what I was going to say, actually. That was just completely in the moment.
Yeah, beautiful. Like, it was perfect. It's such a big, hard question. I don't know why I'm such a asker of these big questions. I'm a deep thinking philosopher, and that's where I go. Thank you for going there with me. Thank you for taking the risk and like allowing me to have like secret questions that I didn't want to tell you, and just flowing and for the casting the first stone thing. I mean, just so many beautiful, brilliant things. This is the first time I've done something like this, and I feel extremely privileged, and it's just an absolute gift to be able to do it with someone, with you, with your essence and with your beauty and wisdom and presence. And I'm extremely honored and excited to have you feature at Slamma next week, and I will do everything in my power and in my capable hands to support and uplift you and do anything that you need.
Yeah, darling, it's all good. Like, it is so all good, and we're so all rising each other. It's so beautiful, and it's time. It's collective time. Mm-hmm. So, Melbourne is on fire.
Yeah.
And we are rising like the phoenix. It is like, and and full respect to all the beautiful men and because it may seem like I'm fairly vagina focused.
Mm-hmm.
But I wholly worship the cock in its beauty and its erectile direction, when beauty. And it's going to be great. I love, thank you for what you've brought. Thank you for giving me a platform. Thank you for letting me pop your cherry, your video cherry. I hope it's been a gentle experience, a juicy,
it's been all of it.
experience.
It's been all-encompassing, which is exactly how I like it, baby.
Done.
You have a beautiful rest of your day, and thank you so much, and we will see you next Thursday.
Thank you.
Sister.
I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Love.
Love you.